Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want to talk about being a people pleaser. Right? So why are some of the reasons why people do it? Right? The obvious ones that come to mind is they want to be liked, right? Maybe they're doing it to get something. But for the people who maybe want something, I know a lot of people that want things from other people and they still don't do the things that they need to do to get it. So it can't be that simple, right? And then there's the people that say you just don't want it bad enough then if you're not doing it. And I'm going to tell you why I kind of disagree with that thought process. So I think it's a couple factors. It's knowledge, confidence, understanding, and also the other person's opinion is more valuable than yours. So when we're a people pleaser to be liked, right, specifically, it's usually what happens is it's an internal belief that we're not good enough, right? So we seek validation from others, right? You feel like you want to be liked, and everybody wants to be liked. But when you go out of your way to do it, it's more because you need the validation at that point. You need others to tell you how good you are because you don't actually internally believe it yourself. Which is why, like in a lot of my videos, I talk about reading books on psychology and understanding it. Because it's pretty much how I've gone about it, right? With the knowledge aspect, reading about topics on psychology and understanding people, it's helped me better understand not only myself, but it's helped me understand how people react. So I no longer have as much of an emotional reaction to other people when they're being negative. But if I would have never put the time in to learn those things and those coping skills and all that other stuff that I know, I would have not got to where I am today. With the confidence one, you really only get confidence by putting yourself in the situation multiple times and knowing how to deal with it, right? You can't just put yourself in a situation that you're unfamiliar with and be completely confident. It's not really how it works. So when you study, right, you have the knowledge, right, you understand certain things, and then when you're in the conversations, for example, when the conversations don't go your way, you don't get as upset, but you still learn from the conversation, right? You learn how that person reacted, and understand how you reacted and why you did what you did, but then you can also learn through just talking to a bunch of people, for example, that there might be better ways to answer a question. But until you've been in hundreds of conversations with strangers, you might not know how to better answer those questions or better kind of deflect the situation by answering the questions a certain way. Now, the understanding part is, like, for example, when someone is rude or disrespectful to me, I have the understanding that I think and I believe that the person that's speaking to me, they're talking to me the way that they've always talked to people, right? So I don't think they're doing it intentionally to be rude or hurtful towards me. I just think that's how they talk to most people because they just don't know what they don't know, so to speak. So because I understand that, I'm not as upset at them because I understand that before I went to therapy, I did not know most of the things that I understood either. So I can't be mad at someone else who, hasn't gone to psychology classes or read books on psychology and hasn't gone to therapy. I can't be mad at that person for reacting the way that they've normally reacted their entire lives. And then lastly, you perceive others' opinions to be more valuable than yourselves. Well, if you do that first one, which is the knowledge portion, you'll start to realize that their opinions are not as important as yours, because you'll know that when you're speaking with accuracy, right? So for example, my video, the very first one I did, right? I always like to refer back to that one because that was the whole point of doing the video. When I did the video, and I got a lot of people texting me back, the rude, negative stuff, and like I said in the video, I texted girls on Tinder that as well, right? I had people tell me, why are you doing that? That's terrible. And then I would explain to them what I was doing. And then they said, I got a lot of feedback like, well, that's not the way to go about it. That's a terrible way to go about it. Now, I had already done research, right? How you get over fears has been researched by psychologists for 50, 60 years. So when I go and read that stuff that has been researched for 60 years now, and it is something not only that was practiced 60 years ago, but it's still practiced today. If you go to a therapist and tell them you have a certain fear, right, they may not tell you, right, that there's two types of fears, right? They might not go into the psychology aspect of it, right? They might not say, you know, do you want to do the flooding technique or the systematic desensitization, right? Because it'll just confuse people. But they will go about it one of those two ways. So from my knowledge that I already have, knowing that when people say that to me, I don't value their opinion more than mine because I know I put the work in, I know what I'm talking about, which gives me confidence to speak towards them, even though they're being rude and disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful back. I'm able to have a regular conversation, right? I also have the understanding that I know that they don't know what I know, right? I know they don't understand the fear terms, right? And there's a very small chance that they've done the research behind fear that I have before doing a video like that, right? So they're just giving me based on their opinion that they didn't like it. It wasn't tasteful. And I understood it wasn't tasteful before I even made the video. But I also understood it is a good way to get over fear. So because I had done the knowledge aspect, the other ones kind of fall into place, right? And had I not done the research, right, let's just say I did not know what the fear terms were and I did not understand psychology on the level that I did. And I just said, I just don't want to have fear anymore, so I'm going to ask a bunch of random girls to have sex with me. If I did that, and then I had those people talking back to me, telling me that I'm a terrible person, and it's the terrible way to go about it, how am I going to respond? You're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about? Right? That's what some people do when you confront them. They say, you don't know what you're talking about, but they're unable to have a conversation about why they did what they did. But because I had, took the time and accumulated the knowledge to know what I was doing, I'm able to really have the confidence, have the understanding, and then also I'm able to not value the other person's opinion because I've done the work myself. So that's really it for today's video. Kind of want to make a short video. I know there's a lot of people out there, and especially myself, I still do it today, where I find myself, trying to please other people, but then I kind of quickly think okay, well, why am I going to do this for this person, right? And if I make the distinction that I'm doing it for this person because I care about this person and I really don't like doing what I'm doing, I'm just going to do it because I care about the person, that's different. So I'm not getting upset because I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I love that person. Now, if it's somebody that is asking a favor of me or is arguing with me, right, and I don't really know them, right, I sometimes, in the moment, sometimes I'll maybe not react the way I wanted to, but then when I'm able to collect my thoughts and rethink about how the interaction went, I'm like, okay, well, why did I do that? And then I think it through, right? And it's always a learning process, right? You're not going to watch this video once and say, okay, great, I'm not going to be a people pleaser. I got it. This is not how it works. You're going to have to consciously think about it all the time in every interaction, right? And then as you learn stuff about psychology and stuff, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll start to realize and pick up things about other people, and then you won't be as upset because you'll understand it as it's happening. Again, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.